What was a crazy accident that changed your life? When I was in my early 20s, I was at the airport heading back to my parents' home for Thanksgiving. I'd shown up early with every intention of being responsible, but the bar had other plans. One beer turned into two, then a snack, then another drink because the guy next to me said it was happy hour and I believed him even though it definitely wasn't. Then I heard my name on the loudspeaker, followed by final boarding call, and I swear my soul left my body. I looked up and the gate was empty. No crowd, no line, no hope. Just a lone gate agent shrugging like it wasn't the first time she'd seen someone ruin their week over a craft IPA. Worst part? This wasn't even the first time I'd missed a flight like that. I'd done the exact same thing 2 Christmases ago, except that time I spilled beer on my boarding pass. Anyway, the next flight was delayed by hours, because of course it was. So I slinked back to the bar like a soggy gremlin looking for redemption. That's when I noticed her. She was sitting alone with her bag tucked under her feet and this annoyed look on her face like someone had just told her pumpkin pie wasn't a real dessert. I sat down a stool over and she glanced at me, looked me up and down, and said, "Missed your flight?" I nodded, already laughing, and said, "Let's just say this isn't my first rodeo." She raised her glass. "To rodeos, then." Her name was Lena, and she had this way of making sarcasm sound charming. She teased me for ordering the same IPA that betrayed me. I told her she looked like she'd just gotten kicked out of a book club for being too opinionated. She laughed so hard she snorted, then blamed it on the airport air. We spent hours like that, guessing where people were headed, pretending to judge their life choices based on their neck pillows. Every time I thought we'd hit the peak of the conversation, she'd say something funnier. I told her she should do stand-up. She said she considered it but couldn't handle the pressure of choosing an outfit every night. It was the kind of chemistry you don't notice at first because you're too busy enjoying yourself. Eventually, she glanced at the time and said, "Well, I guess we should go pretend to be functioning adults." I didn't want to leave, but I stood up anyway and told her, "I'm really glad I missed that flight." Right before we split at security, I leaned in and kissed her. Just a quick one, like punctuation on a sentence you don't want to end. Then, plot twist, I get to my gate, start boarding, and there she is in line. We locked eyes and just started laughing. She shook her head and said, "You stalking me now?" I told the guy sitting next to her I had emotional turbulence and needed to sit by my emotional support stranger. He switched seats without asking a single question. We ordered more drinks once we were in the air. At one point, she passed out on my shoulder and mumbled something about airport nachos. I didn't catch it, but I remember smiling like a total idiot. We texted the entire week after. Then we started visiting each other. A year later, I moved to her city. Last spring, we got married. Our cake topper was 2 tiny suitcases and the vows included a formal apology to Gate C-23 for the chaos we caused.